Sorry, chat. I forgot that Cyberpunk and the new updates are actually pretty good. I think I've played it since the updates, and it was very pleasant. Hello, chat, and welcome to Wolfi Chills Out. My anti-stress otter is now in my shirt. And we chillin'. Does everyone know that we're back? I should. There we go. You missed the whole world burning to the ground, Sassy. I tried to launch RDR2, everything died, and I brought it back to life. I don't even remember what I was supposed to be doing in this game. God damn it, that's the best part. The stream crashing. I mean, you're right. I gotta remember how to play this game. It's been... I know I love the fuck out of the varmint rifle. I also know it's not great for wolves. Oh, the world burning? This is true. But yeah, sorry I got stressy. Work has just been... I mean, I'm gonna talk about it, because... Sure, I'll talk about it. So, when I was doing my research last year, somebody made a mistake. And 4 of the catbirds that I was studying died. Wolfi is being human again. Slightly. Not slightly human, slightly apologizing. We'll do the Springfield rifle. How do I dismount? Is it E? Yes. And I had a feeling that something wasn't right, but it was the dude's, like, first day, and people needed me to do other things, and I asked them 3 times if all the nets were closed, and they told me yes. And I had this nagging feeling, but yeah. I had this nagging feeling that something wasn't right, but I told myself I was being paranoid. And then 3 days later, the friggin' dude I thought closed the net texts me, says the net's open, and there's 4 dead birds. And they're all catbirds. And I wasn't really the same after that. And everyone was more concerned about, like, the impact it would have on my research. And I wish I could say that I gave a damn about that part. I didn't. I didn't give a fuck. I was just beside myself that something that was connected to my research brought to an end for catbirds. And, you know, I would never get to know what they were up to and what they were doing and what songs they sang. And they wouldn't get to do that. And it hit me hard. And then the rest of that year, not year, the rest of that field season kind of went on, and there was sort of this carnival atmosphere, where there were a lot of, like, people working on the project, and they were, like, they operated in a way that made me feel like the experience was kind of cheap. Something important to understand about wild animals in general is that they live in a world where no one gives a fuck if they're stressed out. And if they do give a fuck that they're stressed out, that's bad, bad news for them. And they have to do everything they can to appear calm and strong and normal. And so what people don't realize is even birds that, like, look like they're doing good, when you're handling them, are stressed out, and it's stressful for them. And I've always had kind of an empathy with that, like, when they're stuck in the net, when we're handling them, when we're doing measurements, when we're putting the bands on them. Like, I was always kind of aware that that was sort of the dynamic, but because of the research that we were doing, which would ultimately lead to better conservation for those birds, I didn't really question it because I kind of thought, like, that was just the necessary shit that had to happen. That was just those turkeys looked human. Like, that was just what had to be done. But the people I were working with were doing photo shoots of birds and holding them for longer than they needed to be held. Oh, fuck. You're gonna make my day, aren't you? Sorry about that. They were doing photo shoots of the birds, and they were doing things that I didn't think was necessary. They were, you know, doing slow-mo release shots to put on Instagram. And, like, everyone was so excited to go banding, like it was this fun thing. And I just couldn't mentally get there. I just couldn't. And I started to feel really ashamed of what I was doing and questioning whether or not it was good for the birds at all. And if it wasn't, or if it could be, if there was a way I could do it in a way that was better. And in the aftermath of the original net incident, I'm ranting, Chad, I'm sorry. I actually suggested things that we could do differently to prevent that from happening again, and I was shrugged off by my boss saying, oh, that's not really necessary, we never needed those things before because this never happened before. But that doesn't fucking matter because it just happened. And I've been struggling with it for a few months, and now I've had to start planning the next field season and deciding whether or not I want to be even trained to continue doing the kind of work that is banding. And there are other ways to study birds, and I've thought about just, like, separating from that and just pursuing those avenues. But I've felt really iffy about it for a long time. And I've been brainstorming on what to do, and like, people who talk to me really, really frequently know that I've been doing my version of praying and just absolutely repentance. I've been thinking real hard, and I spoke to my mom earlier this week, which is not unusual, and she basically gave me one of the most inspirational speeches I guess she gave without even realizing she gave it, and she was just like, well, with your ethics, you're one of the good ones, and the only way to, like, this research has to get done, so use everyone for what they're worth, learn how to do it correctly, and perpetuate the good way of doing it, which is being careful, treating the birds with dignity, checking that the nets are closed. Like, and I sat down, I think it was Thursday, and I just spent a few hours just writing a manifesto and being like, these are the changes I want to our protocol. This is the only way I'm gonna be comfortable with this. We can negotiate, we can talk about this, but I can't be complicit in something that I know is morally wrong. And it doesn't have to be morally wrong. There are necessary evils that we need to do for the furthering of human understanding and for science and for conservation and for the greater good with 2 capital G's. There are necessary evils. There are negotiations you gotta do. People gotta get hurt. Animals gotta be uncomfortable. But you should at least put aside your ego and try to minimize it. And be honest with yourself about when there's a fucking problem. I'm done feeling like I'm complicit in a problem. I have been trying so hard to prevent problems. And I understand that I have less experience than the people I'm working with. But god damn it, I just want to do this right. I just want to know what the birds are saying, man. I never wanted any of them to die. They don't need to be on Instagram for 100 or 40 likes or whatever. They don't need to go through that extra stress. They don't care that they're cute. They don't care that they're pretty. They just want to go back to being birds, and that's where I like them the most. And I know what it's like to feel like there's no way out. I know what it's like to feel constricted and that you're just being peeked at and poked at and admired when you just want to be on your way. Sorry, this became a whole goddamn rant. I did not mean to do this, but I guess this is a safe space, whatever. Fuck me. Hi, chat. My eyes are open and it's not full of tears, so I can read them now. It's upsetting because you have empathy for living beings. I don't think that what you're doing is wrong as long as you keep your attitude of respect for the creatures you're helping. Unfortunately, you can't do much for the other people that approach it. Yeah. You can still do what is right. Sounds great that you made a list of ideas. I actually had to send the document that I wrote to my dad because I knew that it was a little too fiery. It was a bit too fire and brimstone. I mean, left to my own devices, I would have made it a fucking religious document, so at least I didn't do that, but Dad definitely needed to see that before I sent it off, and he did, and he made the good edits. because otherwise, and yeah, so I've just been like, after writing that and after like just thinking that through, I kind of just stepped away from bird shit for a little bit because I'm raw. I don't know how else to say it. The most I've been doing is I've just been watching my bird feeder and watching the birds be birds. My boss wanted me to get this app called eBird and start like recording all the birds that I'm seeing and like how many I see at a certain time. There was some like birders event. And when I went to download the app, Wolf went, "Fuck no." And Snake was just like, "What the fuck? It's just a birding app. Why are you so strongly against it? Like, scientists use this app for like research and like all these things. Like, you should be fine with this." And Wolf just went, "No." And Snake went, "Okay." And we uninstalled it. And that's kind of unusual. Like, usually we kind of have a reason why Wolf says no to things. But this time, Wolf was just like, "No, and fuck you for asking." Which is their right. And maybe I'll warm up to it later, but I guess the idea of, are they gonna be a problem? I mean, I know the answer is yes, but whose problem are you gonna be? I guess not mine. You're a better person than me. I do not allow for a filter. Someone ticks me off enough and I'm gonna make them cry. The thing is with me is I have such a long history of being gaslit that I'm quick to assume I'm wrong a lot of the time, which I'm finding is really annoying because a lot of the time I'm not actually wrong, and they'll just go, "Oh, I'm wrong because I'm stupid and I'm crazy, and of course I'm wrong, I'm always wrong." And then I end up being right, and I'm like, well, fuck me anyway. And when I get mad, I do sometimes let people have it, but they really had to have done something egregiously immoral. Otherwise, I have what Tenchi used to call cold anger. Like, when I get angry, I get cold, and I slow down. And so I end up getting crafty. And, like, it's a slow burn. Which is why when I get mad, people get... You've seen me when I get annoyed. If you've seen me actually mad at you, you're not here anymore. And if I can't get rid of you, I will essentially get rid of myself as human. And I will operate like a machine around you. And I will just be cold and operational, and I will not go out of my way to fuck you over, but if it's very convenient, I absolutely will. And I will make your life uncomfortable for as long as it makes sense to. Otherwise, I'll just shut you off. I'll just refuse to be helpful. The problem it was so many people were complicit in so many things. And that's not even addressing the fact that the grad student who outranked me, who supposedly had all this great experience and was a fantastic bander and all that, Well, she was an asshole anyway for other reasons. Actively tried to, like, exclude me from events as the season went on. Tried to pretty much pin anything that went wrong on me. I guess just because she could. Oh god, I did not mean to shoot. I just wanted to know what you were. I guess that's why there are binoculars. But ever since that season, I had kind of been low-key trying to get myself out of banding. Didn't want to be a part of it, just didn't have it in me. And then Mom went, no, that's stupid. Get the experience, become good at it. If you can. If you don't use it, at least you have it, and if you have it, then you have it. And just find a way to do it the right way. Luckily the coworker that was kind of a bitch, the senior grad student, shouldn't be working with me this year. She will be. She can't keep her fucking hands to herself when it comes to birds. And I know that sounds kind of mean, but do you really love them if you just see them as tools for your own amusement? It's not really something I understand or can get behind. If you aren't there, then the birds have no ally at all, it seems. That's what sickens me, because it feels like it's my fault, and yet it feels like I'm the only one who cares at the same time. Like,
I'm about my own business, and I don't want you to come.
And it was so disheartening because these were people I just assumed, like, they were all self-professed bird lovers. They all, like, loved birds and probably know even more about them than I do, which isn't saying much. And yet, and maybe I'm oversensitive, and I could be, but it's not right. And even though banding can be fun, it's not for fun. It's not. And truth be told, and I probably shouldn't be saying this as someone in my profession, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with the data they collect from us anyway. I don't know. I don't know how knowing how long every bird's fucking wing is contributes to their conservation. I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I could see why age is a factor in, like, understanding, because then we kind of get an idea of, like, population distribution and, like, age distribution and whatever. But I don't know how long fucking birds, like, contributes to anything. And I don't even know if anyone's even using that data. Or if we're just collecting it because reasons. Because all I need to do is put some colored bracelets on some catbirds, know about how old they are, know whether or not they're male or female, and send them on their merry way. Well, and weigh them. I need to know how much they weigh. Because then, if they weigh enough, I can put a little GPS tracker on them that'll take off in 4 days anyway. If I can recapture them, which, God's help me, I should be able to do. Then they can fly away and go, damn, that was weird, and act like none of it ever happened. someone has to wait and wait and wait in this scary claw of a human and deal with a crowd of people forming a semicircle around them with their weird phone cameras up in their face while their legs are trapped between two fingers and their flapping gets them nowhere. What's the fucking point? And I guess they took for granted that I understood the point, but it has never been so clear to me that I don't. And if no one can explain it to me, then I'm about to make everyone's time a lot more hard. I don't think I'm a stupid person. I can be dumb. But I think I'm capable of understanding simple things. And if nobody can explain it to me, then I don't know. And maybe I'll come to regret what I've said today, but so my work has been kicking up like that, and just there's been that. And that's kind of been a shadow over me for a long time, but I'm finally doing something about it, and it's scary. And I'm afraid I won't be taken seriously, because I know that feeling all too well. And there's always that, yeah, okay, and that sinking feeling that hurts more than it should, and just smile and try to be okay with it when you're not. And if that's how this ends up, then I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Cry, probably. Cry and beg for forgiveness, I guess. Like I've been doing. But yeah, that might be why I've seemed a little off this past week, because I'm just dealing with that. And I hope you guys don't mind me talking about this. I know this isn't the kind of bird facts I usually give, and I'm a researcher and I should be proud of what I do, but bitch, I ain't blind. And I don't know, maybe I don't love them as much as other people do, because I don't obsess over them like other people do. But is obsession really love? That's a deep question. I wasn't expecting to mentally get here. I guess obsession is a kind of love, but it's not the right kind. God, I'm sorry, this isn't philosophy hour. But yeah, full disclosure, I've been dealing with a bit. A white-tailed buck. I hope you guys don't mind me just wandering around. I think I just needed to talk about it. And I mean, I guess you work in the medical field, Sassy, so you kind of know. You kind of know that, kind of know that some hurt is inevitable, but the whole point of your job is to make it so that it's the least amount that it can be, while still addressing a problem. I don't know. Sometimes being a scientist feels like I'm a foreigner in my own country. I just do not seem to think the same way they do. And that's not to be like... I'm not trying to talk about how great I am. I don't necessarily know that I'm in the right, but it's what I believe, so I can only assume that I am. The water physics are really pretty. I think I'll fish. Also, the frame rate is ass frames per second. Hopefully it's not unwatchable. But yeah. I know this isn't a fucking therapy session, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I gotta remember how to fish in this game. Yeah, I hope you don't mind. Guess I've just been struggling. Am I fly fishing? No, I'm not. So... it gets to me now that I'm sitting one-on-one with patients, not even necessarily with treatment. Overall callousness to some of the nurses when discussing the patients, but there are times when needles and swabs and other invasive things are necessary to find a diagnosis. Yeah, exactly. But so long as you still understand that it's a living, breathing person and it's not there for your entertainment or gratification, I still think you're doing the right thing.
That's it, I think. Yes.
God, I've entirely forgotten how to fish in this game. Was it R to speed it up? And like, I get callousness. And in the medical field, sometimes you deal with truly idiotic people. Like, my mom was an optometrist. I've heard about nightmare patients. But, like, the goal in the end is for them. And I don't know. Sometimes I just get caught looking at them and I feel like...
Here we go, come on.
Maybe it is empathy, where I just feel shadows of what they feel, and it's not. It's hard. Mocking the patient when they're behind the desk? Oh, well, that's just fucked up. I remember something that stuck with me. There was a particularly feisty catbird, and catbirds can be feisty. And he kept trying to slip out of Bander's grip and just really wanted to get out of there. And the field hand we had, like, kept calling him stupid and said, "Ah, fucking trash bird." And I'm like, he's scared.
Whoa, okay.
And it just bothered me because, like...
Just what are you? Oh, sockeye, great.
I don't know.
Off you go then.
That sort of tenacity and will to live is something that I would rather praise than mock. Like chickadees. Chickadees are a pain in the ass to bound.
How's about this bait?
They've got little beaks that are sharp, and they peck at you like a woodpecker. And they fuck up your cuticles, and they put little holes in your friggin' fingers, like little pinpricks. And they are mad the whole time. And I admire that about them. They don't give up for nothing. They want to get out of there, and they will fight to the very last. And instead of getting angry at a bird for a completely reasonable response, why is that not celebrated? Why is that... I don't know. It's like you don't even care about the bird's perspective at all at that point. And yet they talk such big game, like, oh, we gotta make sure that the bird is comfortable and look out for signs of stress. And it's just like, some stress is invisible. You should still try to prevent that stress. Feisty boys. They're really good at finding feeders, too. And they're really bold. Like, if you stand outside with birdseed in your hand for long enough, they'll come and sit on your hand and eat and then fly away. Tufted titmice, too. And another thing that used to just steam, just not even steam me, more like wound my heart, if I'm honest, was when we would set up the nets and like wait for birds to fly in the net. Some of my coworkers were like, give me this kind of bird, give me this kind of bird, give me that kind of bird, give me that kind of bird. Like excited, like a kid about to go in a candy shop. And I mean, I guess I get it. But
I got it.
I guess I get it, but it just felt so...
Pickerel, huh? Sorry.
It's like a...
You're mine.
Oh, I didn't mean to keep you. It's like a bratty kid telling Santa he wants this and this and that and that, and not even caring about what it costs. But I'm probably oversensitive, and I know that, but... But fuck, dude. It's rough. And, like, a lot of ornithologists seem to have this Pokemon sort of attitude. And by that, it's like, gotta catch 'em all! But they don't... I think they lose sight of individuals.
Let's see if anything's biting.
They say they don't. But I don't... They say that they're, like, traumatized whenever something goes wrong, but I don't see it out of them. Because then they wake up the next morning and do the same goddamn thing like it ain't shit. Maybe there are things that I don't see, but I don't get it. I just know that I can't take another field season like last. And if I'm ignored and my demands are ignored, so help me gods. There will be problems. I will make sure that there are problems. And I will be 99 of them. Because I don't care about the data as much as I care about the birds. God help me if I have to work with the elder student again, because goddamn, she just sucked to deal with on so many levels. She didn't used to. I'd gone like 2 years working with her without a problem before. And then just last year, I guess she developed like something of an ego. Or maybe she was jealous of me. I don't know. It's hard to believe anyone would be jealous of me, but...
Where are you? Fast.
But yeah. Just... There's shit on my mind. And yeah, I hope you guys don't mind. I know that I run my mouth a bit, but... Where the fuck did my horse go? Satan! There you are. Hey, Satan. God, I love Satan. Satan is just such a good Satan. Don't shoot Satan. Oh. Thank you, Thunder Kitty. Why? Why? Will you... You're just so goddamn good at video game fishing. I'm so bad at gaming. I have to be good at something. I have to be good at something. Where else can I fish? Probably fish in the swamp, but I don't feel like dealing with alligators today. I did not realize how much I missed this game. This is like the talk to chat and play game. Like, this is the chill game. What's a good treat? Yeah, get some corn in there.
Good girl.
Oh, there you go.
Still rolling from the
I
road.
wonder if my horse is overweight. I think there's a way to check this in this game. Player. Horse. Clean, calm. Physique. Health. Hmm. Five out of 10. What? Wait, Finn? Well, that's not acceptable. laying down saying I still don't know if I'm positive, but I have to deal with fucking drowsiness for up to 10 days. I'll be hell to pay afterward. Oh, geez, were you exposed? Oof, I'm sorry. If you need anything, let me know. Even if it's, like, just somebody to talk to. Like, I'll be around. I'm just going through endless paperwork. Which, the contents of which are also depressing as fuck, but... such is life. But yeah, you do what you need to do, Sassy. Thank you so much for being... you. And just being so supportive. I actually just thank all of chat for that. Like, you guys are all just... you guys are all just awesome. Weight fit, hell yeah. So how's your health now? It's still not great. What do I do to help with your health? Horse survivor. Fully restores horse health. I mean, fortifies. Stimulant, horse stimulant. Sonoma. You're not really gonna... oh, wait, you're hurt. What?
You done good, girl.
Oh. Are you good? I guess you're fine.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you are. Fully restores horse health. Fires. Yeah, we'll do it. There we go. And I'll probably be chilling out too. In a bit. I don't know what's happening yet. I was supposed to work 11 to 7, but I woke up this morning with a headache, congestion, and a sore throat. Maybe took a test and took me off the schedule till I get results back. It's probably a good call. I hope it's not what everyone's afraid it is. Maybe it's just a cold. I really hope it's just a cold. Also, today I learned that Sweater Weather is not a candle that is sold year-round by Bath & Body Works. And I was mad. Because they sent me a coupon of like 25% off like my order. And I went, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll surprise Sassy by sending her another of the favorite candles that she has. And I go onto the website and and there was no Sweater Weather, and I was pissed. I'm learning how humans work, apparently. Apparently not everything is around all year round. Flu's going around. Hopefully it's the flu. Which is not something I thought I would say 3 years ago, but here we are. Like, it was actively a thought in my mind this morning. And I logged on and I went, you can't be serious. I wonder if it's ass frame rates per second for a reason. It's only a fall-winter scent? Super bummer. There might be, like, some knockoff version I can test out on Etsy or something. Because it's actually a crime. Or worst comes to worst, I can send you the one that I've been saving. They'll just get mine again when it comes back. The frames are dying. Alright. And I'm also getting tired. Birds! 7 bottles of the hand soap. I might have went a bit crazy when they were on sale for $3. Dude, like, that's the dangerous thing about Bath and Body Works, right? Because they send you a coupon and you're like, oh shit, that's like actually a really good deal. And then you wake up 3 hours later and you've ordered like you just wake up to your receipt and you're like, oh god, I did it again. Well, that's what Obuni says, but you good? Those rats were barking like dogs. I have questions.
Yeah.
I really want to try their soaps. I don't think I have yet. We generally just use the generic soap in my house, but I think I will try. Etsy has some particularly, like, surprising good deals on things that I wouldn't expect it to have. And some of the shit's pretty good. Some of it, like, you really gotta read the reviews. But I've had some success. That being said, Etsy is also dangerous because then they also send you coupons and then they send you suggestions. And then you're like, oh no.
Yep.
Sold large bottles of refills that the empty bottles could be reused. They should do that, and I'm actually surprised that they don't. Like, that feels like something they should do. Maybe we can petition them. I don't know. The refills will probably be expensive. Like, just some way to get them in bulk. You know? I keep saying I'm gonna quit, and then I don't. I'm like a fucking drug addict.
Okay then, girl.
God, this game is so chill. I'm just enjoying the environment at this point. A friend might be able to make a similar scent. Honestly, she might be able to. Like, it's juniper. Juniper, I feel like it's got a bit of spearmint in it. I think it can be done. I think it can be done. And on my end, I'll just keep looking out for, like, similar things on Etsy. Okay. Boy, the lag is something tonight. Alright. Let me... While my horse is still healthy. Progress. I've actually forgotten how to save. Run in and see once I post bail. Yep. And if you can't post Veil, or at least not soon, I'll let you know when to look in the mail. I won't leave you high and dry. That's for sure. But I think I'm gonna move over to the secret server and probably continue to try to win with my egg. Or do something similarly chill. In the meantime, though, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions, do not die. Dying is absolutely forbidden, and I will see all of you wonderful people at a later time. Take care, guys.